Hey everyone, welcome back to 5 Day Crypto. My name is Chase. Today we're going to talk about Chainlink. Monday, might as well start it off correctly. So, link on the daily chart against the US dollar. What do we have? Well, we talked about Link on Friday. We did a video on Link on Friday. We're doing a Link video on Monday. That's the way it goes. Chainlink signs, Chainlink videos. Plain and simple. So, we talked Friday, and we were roughly at $30 when we made the video. Where are we now? Well, we've made some moves. So we had this circle draw on Friday as well. Although I didn't really anticipate us getting there this fast, I'm pleasantly surprised. So what is this orange area? If you missed that video, well, that was kind of our previous, our resistance zone area. As our previous tops here, resistance for quite some time. We got some wicks here, resistance, our support area. So this was going to be, look at all the indecision back in here, going back even more resistance back here. So usually when you have an area like that with a lot of touch points as resistance and also support, right, you're likely going to either test it for a prolonged period of time and then get rejected, or you're going to bust through the damn door and knock down everyone in your way and continue making higher highs, which I'm glad Chainlink did that. So now where we is, well, right now we're at our next resistance level. What is it? Around $35. That's why we're battling it right now. It's why we busted through, and we're currently testing our next support resistance level. As you can see, as our May drop, look, we went all the way down to our 1485, come back up, dead cat bounce right here, right to this 35-ish level. Now we're also going back, look at more touch points, right? Go back more. This is our previous big run up, and we double topped out here. These are the levels that you want to be watching, not wicks, but candle closes. That's the level. That's where we're at. So what happens if we break this? I'm glad you asked. It's key. If Link breaks 35 and starts holding that as support, then the rockets are igniting. We haven't seen anything out of Chainlink yet. This is just setting up. We're just getting to the launch pad, right? We're moseying on down. We've had our breakfast. We're getting ready for the rocket's not even lit yet. Okay, when is the rocket going to light? Well, we have to hold 35 as support, 1, against the US dollar. 2, we're going to get to the big launch moment towards the end. We have another chart for you. Let's see what else we got to look at. Well, the 5-day Gaussian channel. This is on a 5-day. Look at the resistance. Resistance back in February. Resistance in April. Resistance in May. We're right at the top of this Gaussian channel, which we held as support for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 days, about a month. Broke down through it, right to the bottom. Anytime on a 5-day Gaussian channel, you're at or near the bottom, usually represents the buying opportunity for the next several years. Honestly, 6 months to a year at least. If you buy at the bottom or under a Gaussian channel on a 5-day, historically speaking, you're going to look like a rock star in the not so distant future. So we came back up, battled, held as support on the median line for, again, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 days. Now we're at the top. Are we going to close up here? Well, we closed this candle in one and a half days. So let's watch where this closes. If we close outside of this channel, it'd be the first time since May, since our drop in, right? We came down and broke through it here. That would be stellar. Have we ever held support and then came out of it? I'm glad you asked. Let's go look. Well, look right back here. Held support, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, bust through it, hold the top line as support, and then we can make our bigger moves. So are we going to take this long again? I'm not sure. I don't care. Who cares, right? As long as we're above the Gaussian channel, you shouldn't care, because that's when you're bullish. So a lot of coins are well above, like Cardano's well above its 5-day Gaussian channel. Is Cardano doing any well? Yes. So let's wait for Link to make bigger moves as we start holding these levels of support. 35, get above our Gaussian channel. This is what we want to look for. You want a lot of indicators saying similar things to be more confident in that direction of price movement. Okay, so let's look at the next chart. So this is Link on a weekly scale, going peak to peak. So the first peak to peak, 532 days. Next peak to peak, 413 days. Next one, 266 days. So why do I have this at 266? Well, if you notice, they're getting shorter, at least for these first three, right? We don't have any more data to look at, so we only have 3. So if we want to continue this trend, this would be our end game. We have to peak before January 24th of 2022. Not that long, right? What, 6 months? Less than 6 months? We have to have another peak if we want to continue the shortening trend of Link. So that gives us till roughly New Year's. I would take that. Maybe we can, mid 150s, 200. We could get super bullish if some kind of Link partnership happens. Link's got, hundreds, 700 partnerships now. So if we could get, some news or someone with significance to start speaking about Chainlink, or something, mind-blowing comes out, Arbitrum, and, we get some more and more stuff, we could go higher than 150, okay? But conservatively, I would think the next peak is going to be at least $150 out of Chainlink, based on historical data, all the people that I know, and 150. That's what I'll be banking on, 150 minimum. We can go higher, sure, but let's focus on 150. Does 150 look possible out of this? Well, this is 155 right here towards, of course, right? Of course, that looks pretty doable. Going back historically speaking, Link, when it puts in true peaks, look at what it does. I mean, it moves pretty rapidly to the upside on true peaks like this. So a move like this certainly would be on the cards for at least a 150, $200 Chainlink. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. But to continue our shortening peak to peak cycles, we need to peak before January 24th, 2022. Okay, what else we got? Well, let's look at the daily chart for our moving averages. Look at what's happening here. We're starting to sort them out from least to greatest. Is that a good thing to do, Chase? Yes. Historically speaking, when do our big moves come? After you sort your moving averages out least to greatest. 21, 50, 100, 200. These are all exponential moving averages right here, shown right here. Okay, so when do our big moves come? Right after those happen, right? You cannot have big moves if you don't have these sorted out. You want to get the little ribbons sorted out to have the most colorful rainbow to the upside. I don't know. But look at our big peaks always happen right after you get sorted out, right? You can start your move there. Well, when is the last time we got really tangled, right? Look at our yellow. Our 21 is way under the red. All of our moving averages were way under our 200. So let's look back in history and see when the last time that was. It's been a while. Really, since here's the pandemic drop, but I don't like to look at data in this because it's a black swan event. So I kind of omit that on a lot of charts that I look at, because that's historically probably not going to happen again. So fingers crossed, knock on wood. Okay. Okay, looking at Link this is the last time really we had our 21 under our 200. Well, look what happened. We had kind of a sharp uptick here, and kind of a 90 degree, almost a 90 degree angle here, maybe a little bit less. But look at the power move here. Then we get above it and we start holding that 21 day as support. See right here? Go back up again, come back down, still support. When you get really bullish on a coin, your 21 day will act as support. That is when you are super bullish. It's not super important to hold like the 21 week is, but when you have historically big moves, you're holding that 21 day EMA as support. Look at this. Now let's see where we are now. Well, so far we haven't held it as support, right? We tried there, came back through it. So when we do have our first test, we don't know how high this will be, right? It could be, if it's another few weeks and we continue up, I mean, the 21 day EMA will really start moving up here. So when we do come back down, we want to hold this. If you see us hold and then bounce again, that will be a sign that we're getting ready to make a more significant move to the upside. So let's go look at maybe a bigger time scale. Look at what's happening. This is a 3 day now, right? We're now starting to sort it out on bigger time frames. Excellent thing to be having. So we haven't really ever gotten tangled on the 3-day, if you notice, since these have been around. Since the 200 days moving around, we've never really tangled it up like we have recently. So we're kind of in new territory. Okay, on the weekly scale, we've not even tangled up at all, ever, right? Since these been around. So there's the 100. We just now got our 200 week starting here. So let's look at where we're at. We have a 100 week. We bounced off the 100 week to the upside, just like our pandemic drop. That was the only other time in history that Link has hit and bounced off the 100 week. And look, that was a pretty good sign for Link so far. Only one data point. I like to have at least 3 data points to really, start getting patterns, but one data point, here's 2, our second one. So now we're moving back to the upside. What is our level to be watching for the big moves? Well, we're going to get to that on the next slide, but this is our 21 week exponential moving average right here in the green, and our 20 week simple moving average in the red. Look at what we're doing right now. We're getting ready to cross these. Is that a good thing? Yes. When we cross these, then our big moves can start, just like our other moving averages we just talked about. But look at what happens once we start crossing. The 21 EMA gets back above, and then you can get your explosive move. 21 week gets back above the 20 week, then you get your explosive move. Look at these. We're getting ready to cross again. If we continued the bullishness that Link has done over the past week or so, these will cross and closing week, 6 days, 11 hours, right? We're just starting a new week, but this should update as a cross Sunday evening and 6 days, 11 hours. As long as we continue to remain bullish, this will cross and we can expect some kind of bigger move in the not so distant future. So let's get to our last chart here. Historically, no lines here, no moving averages, nothing. Plain and simple, naked chart with breaking levels. What are these lines? These are the lines. We're on a monthly chart now for Chainlink. So these, when you can break your previous all-time highs, your candle, right? Your closing candle, not the wicks. The wicks is not where it does it. It's the closing candle is the big moves. Right here. Here's your candle. Broke this candle right here. Big move. Why is there 2 arrows here? I'm glad you asked. Our pandemic, right? Our pandemic drop. So we omit that and then look at what candle would have done it, right? This candle right here. Closing candle right here. This candle. That was the break. Okay, minus the black swan. The next candle, the same level, was broken again, and that was your move. That was your start. Look at this candle. Where's your move? Right here. You break that, and your big moves come. So, where are we? September potentially could do it. Where is it? Is it $52 like everyone thinks we have to get to? No. Your big move for Chainlink against US dollar will come when we break $38 on a monthly chart. If we close September above $38, get ready. Not financial advice. Nothing I give is financial advice. All my own opinion based on the charts, based on facts. But look at the data, folks. If you're not all on board on Chainlink when you see a monthly candle closing above 38, there is no helping you. Okay, I feel bad. You can say whichever you want, but based on charting alone, $38 closing candle in September, if we close above $38, it's over with. That'll be our explosive move. And you can forget all-time highs. We're well on the way to triple digits. If we close above $38, it is strongly advised that we will probably not be looking back for a few months at least, right? Look at any time, barring a black swan event. When we break above 38, is that going to be September, or are we going to have to move our damn arrow over to October? We don't know, right? We might have some resistance at 38. We might not even get to 38, right? We don't know what's going to happen. We don't try to predict the future. We just show you what's in the charts. And what's in the charts is if September closes above 38, we can just put the little baby arrow up here. It's on a log scale, so you got to redo it. There we go. That's much more of a statement. Okay, so I'll leave you at that. Let's look at the crypto fear and greed index. Where are we at? I'm glad you asked. It's 79. You probably already knew that. 79. We're back in extreme greed. So is that, do we have anything to go off of? No, we're still in our channel that we've been in. 79, 79. That's our top. We have to get above 80. 80 or above or below 70. Those are our two levels we're watching. Until we do that, we don't know which way we're going. So if we wake up tomorrow and we're at 80 or 81 or higher, then we're probably going to continue for a little bit longer. Until we break below 70 on the fear and greed, we're probably still okay. We want to hold this market structure. So historically, those are the levels, right? We could stay up here for a while. We were up in extreme greed for a while. So just because we're in extreme greed doesn't mean like we have to go immediately back down. So we'll watch it day by day. We do it every video. Let's do quote of the day. Probably my favorite quote in recent memory, right here. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. I'll let you interpret that how you think. But Thomas Edison, remember that guy? He did a few things. Think about this. This is pretty good. Probably my favorite quote in a while. Crypto meme of the day from the Matrix. I love it. Likely when Bitcoin's at $1 million, everyone tries to, think they're going to, get all this money and then convert it back to cash. When Bitcoin's at $1 million, there'll be no cash left. Okay, there's not going to be cash forever. It'll be worse than checks when Bitcoin's at $1 million. Okay, there might be a few people that still have some paper money somewhere, but digital currency is the future. Ferrari F12 car of the day. Probably one of the nicer, in my opinion, one of the nicer rear ends on a Ferrari ever made. I love the body lines here. The front, right here, looks kind of similar to a lot of other Ferraris, but the rear, pretty unique. Like it. Ferrari F12. That's it. Link of the day, car of the day. It all goes together. Hopefully you found something helpful today, learned something new. My name's Chase, 5-Day Crypto. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram, Patreon. And if you're watching this long, you're probably already a subscriber anyway. Only the diehards watch this long. Props to you if you watch this long. I appreciate it. We're going to try to cover a bunch of coins this week as the market's heating up. We'll probably do a wide variety. Getting my German Russian going. I don't know where that came from. But I'll try to do a couple coins per day. Today is a holiday in America, so if you don't know, now you know. So I'm probably not going to do a whole lot today, but the rest of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, probably do a couple coins a day. So let me know what you want to see. I've got a couple requests already, so if you want to get your requests in, do it now. Do it now. All right. I'll see you on the next video. Happy Monday. Happy Monday.